Hello everyone, my name is Marianne and I am a small artist and this is my entry for the Punishing Gray Raven 4th Anniversary Fan Content Contest. If you look through my channel you might not see much except some little animations, and that's because I really haven't done much to fill it up, although I do hope to continue to add more videos as time goes on. It won't all be PGR content, so sorry for some of you fans who might have stumbled across me, but I hope you stick around to see the rest of this. So I immediately knew when I started that I would center all of this around Selena. I had a couple ideas for projects for this. My first one was just to draw something, which is what I usually do. But I also got this plush doll a while back. I saw a video of it on a random Facebook group and I had to hunt it down. I had to jump through so many hoops just to find it and get it over here, but it was totally worth it. She is so cute. I should make very clear that this isn't official merchandise. Problem is, she has no clothes. I had to wrap her in a scarf when she first got home. So I wanted to make her some stuff. I was considering making her official Pianissimo outfit, but that would be a bit complex for someone like myself who has very little sewing experience. So I got her this cute little sweater, and I decided to make her a little skirt to go along with it. I thought that would be a fun video to make, although it would be less original considering the fact that the doll obviously isn't my creation, it would just be the clothes, and I wasn't sure how many people would be interested in that. But then I decided, why not just do both? I would just combine the two into one and make one single video. I don't think there's any rule saying I can't do that. So we're starting off with the plush. I had to make my own pattern with her because I had difficulty finding them online. Once again, these, I believe they're called 40-centimeter cotton dolls. They're very popular in Asia, particularly China, but not very much overseas here in the United States. And it was very hard for me to find any patterns for them. Of course, the second I switched over to Douyin, to Chinese TikTok, I suddenly found a bunch of videos with cool tutorials and patterns, and I found one that showed how to wrap the doll in plastic and create a pattern with that. So this took several steps, but now I have a pretty good base if I ever want to make anything more for her, which I would love to do in the future if I have the time or resources. It would be amazing if I could make all of her skins for her, but that would take a while. After that, I designed the pattern for her bloomers on my computer, which I would use to wear underneath her skirt since the fabric is very dark colored and I didn't want that to transfer over to her. Meanwhile, the drawing took a long time for me to start, so long in fact that I am recording this now on, I believe, what will be the last day. Time zones are kind of weird, so I'm not entirely sure if I need to submit it by today or by tomorrow, so I'm sticking with today just to be safe. It took me several tries to find a composition that I was interested in. I sketched around a bunch of my sketchbook, I printed some things out and thought I was okay with it, but then I realized no, I didn't like it, went back to try again, and I finally settled on this one, which has Pianissimo, her most recent frame, in the center, and then references to her older iterations all around the front. Making the doll clothes was a pretty fun experience, although it was very hard because later on when I start working with the elastic for the legs, it was a lot more tedious than I expected. You have to hold it down and keep it straight all over a thimble while you make each stitch. So a little more about me while I am working on this is that I started playing on global release, although I didn't start becoming more consistent until around the time when number 21 was released. Around that time is when I finally played Selena Tempest Interlude, and that's when I went headfirst into this. As of now, I've been collecting Selenas both on my account as well as in real life, and my current next goal is to find the rare, 1 out of 150 copies red Selena Tempest figurine made by Apex Toys. I have the normal one, but I would love to one day find the special one that they made only a few copies of. I don't know if it will ever be possible due to the price and the rarity, but it's kind of a pipe dream of mine. I sketched out the final version of the drawing on my tablet and then I printed it out on several sheets of paper so it would be the exact right size for the watercolor board I'd be using. I also made a few color comps on my tablet as well. Then I started by layering different liquid watercolors to create a color backing, and gradually layering with more paints to build up the colors and depth. I was really happy when I finally finished the leg pieces for the doll. It was really fun just turning them inside out and seeing the finished result. The waistband was far easier to make, it was just a straight stitch all around, although I realized that I made it a little bit too short, so instead of sticking with the button clasp like I initially planned, I ended up going with a ribbon. Back to the painting, I continued to layer with thicker paints including my Kuretake paints, which are a little thicker. They're Japanese watercolors instead of traditional Western watercolors. So they have a bit thicker of a consistency, which made them more opaque, which was better for the finer details and the lighting. I had to go from the light of the paper to the dark of the shadows, and then building up the light again with pencils and the opaque paints. I tried to capture the kind of a symbol of Siren in the background as well, just a little bit with what looks like to be the big star near her conductor's baton. While I've been playing the game pretty consistently, I unfortunately have a lot of story to catch up on. I fully admit that I still haven't done Dream Till the Timeless End, so maybe that makes me a fake fan, but I've been busy saving up my black cards. I really hope to see more interactions with her and her friend Isla. After all, her story arc was largely started by her interactions with other characters. And yes, of course, I am saving for the next coating. And finally, with the bloomers done, I got started on the skirt. I got this really pretty fabric with a bunch of colorful butterflies on it. The last details of the painting were just some stars and highlights. Thanks if you stuck around to watch all this, and good luck to all the others that entered. If you're someone else coming here who doesn't play the game but just came along to support me or to see the art, thank you so much as well. And may you all see numerous stars in the sky.